Might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, welcome in, folks. It's Monday evening again. It's time for second session top split action of the Production Car Challenge. This week takes us to a brand new track in the service, Mexico City Hermanos Rodriguez circuit. We're running the National Historic layout here this evening. This track is nestled in the heart of Mexico City. The historic circuit, which we're running here today, is named in honor of the Mexican racing icons Ricardo and Pedro Rodriguez. It's been thrilling fans since 1959. The National Historic Layout features 17 turns spread across 4.30 kilometers of asphalt. It's a technical and high-speed blend that challenges drivers with its unique elevation and passionate atmosphere. The stadium section, which the circuit runs through the Foro Sol, a baseball stadium, creating an amphitheater-like experience for fans, a spectacle unmatched in Formula One. It's actually probably one of my favorite parts of the track, but we'll see that in a few moments. We've got qualifying underway, though. A number of our drivers out on track as we pick up Jan Van Hammer right now, as he's going to lose the car in the back end. You can see rainy conditions out there for our drivers. They're going to have to deal with some wet weather here this evening. Just going to play a role with drivers who may not be all that familiar with the track in general. You have to deal with the conditions here too as well. You can see it's not raining currently, but there is quite a bit of standing water on track as we see Jed trying to navigate his way through. Seeing a number of the names we're familiar with seeing week in, week out here in top split action. Up and down the standings here. No Clios in the race here tonight. Just the three classes, the BMWs, the Toyotas, and the Mazdas. Lincoln Fox back again this week as usual. Usually see him somewhere in the top split action here up near towards the front. Waiting for his first lap to come in. Michael Folds, another driver in the Mazda we see week in, week out. Always driving the good wrench paint scheme. See Michael coming out of the final corner here now, and he's heading across the line. We'll see what kind of time he puts in. We're just waiting for his first flying lap. Michael Folds going to come in and put his time down. It's going to move him up into top spot in qualifying here. So nice run by him. A 145.143. Puts him 1.2 seconds ahead of Tony Wallace, currently our second place driver in Mazda. So a nice qualifying effort there by Folds. Nate S. Stewart, currently our top GR86 driver. He's actually a little behind the Mazda, so it's interesting. These two classes always kind of mix together most of the tracks. Usually we see the Toyotas are a little quicker in qualifying, but once those Mazdas gets linked up in the race, they can work together and really find a ton of speed. Nate right now well ahead of second place Pedro Marquez. Marquez about 1.1 seconds back, sorry, 3.6 seconds back right now of top spot in GR86. So say right now it's Nate Stewart's race to lose based off qualifying, with Taylor Ballant in the BMW driver we see week in, week out. He's back. Dennis Marinos, driver we've seen battling up towards the sharp end of the field week in, week out in the BMWs. He's here. See all kinds of spray kicking off the back end of that car. So our driver's really going to have to nurse and tiptoe around. Let's go on board here with Dennis, get an idea of how moist the track is there. You can see a little bit of standing water here and there, but for the most part, it looks like the main line on the track, the main groove, the racing line, so we have it, is fairly dry with some puddles here and there. It's those puddles that are going to kind of lull them into a false sense of security. So this is the National Historic layout. So we cut back through here, where normally they would have actually ran a little farther straight and then to a little bit of a left-right combo, come back through. So they make that little cut through, and then we're going to head into the stadium section here now. So this is the famed stadium section that will be coming up on the right-hand side as Marinos navigates his way through. He's just been knocked down to second place by Jed Van Hemert. So Van Hemert, we saw him struggling with the wet conditions earlier when we first came on board. He's managed to find some pace and around there, got himself up top. So this layout too as well, historic layout, is going to actually bypass the stadium circuit. So I didn't take a look at that earlier. It's normally cuts through on the right hand side. You come through the circuit, stadium circuit, so it bypasses just the long sweeping right hand chicane, or right hand sweeper. Sorry, it's going to take you back to the start finish line. And Dennis Marinos going to come across the line. We'll see if he's able to regain his top spot. He is not. He's going to stay about 2/10 back of Van Hemert, currently our top driver in qualifying in the Mazda side of things. Michael Folds still holding top spot in the Mazdas. Lincoln Fox now only 4/10 back of him. Ooh, we see him get a little squirrely there though. Fox had to gather that back up. Was in danger, losing the back end coming through there. Was able to gather it up, so nicely done by him. He'll keep going. Kyle Gentz, driver we see week in, week out too as well. Auburn Kyle on Twitch, I believe is his handle. He's out there putting in a lap time. Charles Wolf, another driver we see in top split action more often than not in the Mazda class. Taylor Ballant currently sitting in 5th place in class. He's going to head across the line, unable to improve his position. Last time by was his fastest lap, but unfortunately that's going to hold him into 5th place. Jace Lee, currently our 8th place driver in BMW. Starting to run out of time here, 10 seconds to go. Unfortunately for Jace, not going to be able to finish up this lap. So he's going to be starting at 8th place at best right now with 3 seconds to go. That'll pretty much do it for qualifying. We'll have a look at how things are going to grid up here shortly once timing and scoring clicks over. But in the meantime, let's take a look at what our conditions are out there today. So unfortunately, no track map updated yet, so you can't see the track map there itself. So hopefully that gets updated within the next week or so. But 67-degree air temp is going to translate to 78-degree Fahrenheit track temp. So that rain keeping the track a little cooler. In the summer in Mexico City, you would expect to see a ton of heat on the track. And that rain going to keep it a little cooler out there for our drivers. It would be a little more manageable for their tires. But let's take a look at the grid and see how our three classes are going to grid up here this evening. Oh, looks like we're just waiting for timing and scoring here to reset. So we got a little bit of a bug going. The grid setting up. Okay, well, we'll do a quick little restart here of timing and scoring, and hopefully that'll fix our issue. But usual setup for this race, 25-minute race. We'll not see any pit stops from our drivers as far as fuel or tires. They won't need to make those stops. They will have enough on board to get them to the end. It's just a matter of whether they have any incidents or not, whether they have to pop into the pits and do that. So there we go. Looks like we got our grid corrected here. Jed Van Hemmer going to take top spot ahead of Dennis Marino's in the BMWs. Javier Caballero in third with Andres Azza in fourth. Taylor Blanc going to start in fifth with Rodolfo Sciarri to his outside. Madison Norman and Jace Lee making up row 4 in 7th and 8th. And Hiromin Shimizu and Rodrigo Cercedo going to round out the BMW side of things. Over in the Toyota class, Nate Stewart going to take top spot ahead of Pedro Marquez. Zinkoku Nu going to start in third with Martin Rivera in fourth. John Bender in fifth and Taylor Hennessy in sixth. Dylan Baumann going to start in seventh. And Mason Webster going to round out the GR86 field. Off into the Mazdas, we're going to see Michael Fold starting on pole with Lincoln Fox to his outside. Tony Wallace and John Monsalves going to make up row 2 in third and fourth. Kyle Gantz in fifth. Daniel Dilberti in sixth. Giorgio Moreno in seventh. Charles Wolf going to take up 8th place. So there we see our grid rolling away from the start-finish line. A little bit of spacing between the Toyotas and the BMWs, although the Mazdas are right up in behind GR6 class. Not really wanting to give them a ton of room here. We see them right tight up in behind them. So we'll see here what kind of pressure Mazdas can put on early in the GR86s. We saw a number of the Mazdas were quicker than the majority of the Toyota class, so it won't be long before they start to mix and mingle amongst the classes. Our lead pack heading into turn 4. So we're doing a full pace lap here, which is probably necessary based on the track temps and the fact that we're out here in rain tires. The drivers need a little bit extra time to get those tires up to temp. Although the pace they're running on the pace lap here isn't going to get a ton of heat. I kind of wish iRacing would adjust the pace car speed in a rain session so you can pick up a little more pace to maybe get a little more heat into the tires. But we'll see how it goes. They're going to have a long run into turn 1. So the front straight, the longest straight on the track, they'll have that added pace of just running the sweeper on the end of the track, not the traditional in through the, well, I shouldn't say traditional, the updated circuit where they run into the stadium section where they would have lost a ton of speed working through those 2 chicanes there. So they're going to carry a lot more pace out of turn 11 and 12, which means they'll be running a fair bit quicker into turn 1 than what we would have seen, as up to this point I think iRacing's put majority of the tracks as the Grand Prix circuit in any of the week 13 testing. So a couple more corners to go. BMW is heading into turn 11 and 12. See what kind of jump Jed Van Hemert goes for. If he's going to go early once the pace car ducks in, he's going to try and back the field up, try and get a jump that way. But Pace car going to cut across there now. Field under Van Hermert's control. There we go. He's going to get a jump right out of the final corner, try and maximize the run down the front straight. So it'll be interesting to see now here. They're going to have a ton of draft heading into turn one, coming in with cold tires in the rain. Van Hermert getting a massive run up ahead. Marino's going to go defensive to keep Caballero in behind him. Van Hermert looking comfortable out front. The battle's going to be between Caballero and Marinos into turn one. Andres Azza going to make the move around the outside of Caballero, get himself up into third place. Caballero trying to fight back on the outside, making sure not to get up on those curbs. There you keep going. So BMW is off and running back to the GR86s, and the Mazda's pretty much all in together here. Nate Stewart going to hold into onto top spot. Pedro Marquez going to try and hang with them, but already Michael Folds, Lincoln Fox getting up front. Oh, we've got cars spinning around. Looks like Martin Rivera, the Marlboro paint scheme GR86. He's going to get spun around. Say another couple drivers bumping and banging, but off goes the field. The fans standing over the catwalk, waving as the cars go by. We've got a mess of cars in the back of the pack here. We go on board here with Tony Wallace, the Mav Racing Machine, working up on the outside of John Monsalve. Monsalve looking to the inside now. They're going to go door to door. We've got a couple cars off into the runoff there. That's going to get him slowed. Oh, the GR86 at 25. John Bender losing a ton of spots. He's going to lose the back end into the wall. He'll get himself straightened back out. He'll head back towards the front here now to look at battle for third place. Andre Azza holding on to that place as Marinos and Van Hermert have checked out here on lap one. Azza holding on to that spot he took away from Javier Caballero on lap one. It's like no move by Caballero to make that move around. Taylor Blount holding on to P5. Shimizu, though, in behind, up 3 spots. Is Blount going to get a little loose? Heading into turn 3, had to bail out. Shimizu going to get around. Caballero gets around, but Blount's going to get back by Shimizu. Shimizu trying to fight back. Taylor Blount looking up the inside of Shimizu. Shimizu trying to work around the outside in that Pringles machine. Sorry, Shimizu's the blue car. Caballero is the Pringles machine. Sorry, I was getting the two of them mixed up here. Caballero going to hold on to that spot. Try and put some pressure on Andres Azza now. Azza was looking comfortable up ahead as they battled, but now feels some pressure from Caballero. Caballero looks left, looks right. And try and work around the inside of Azza as they head into turn 11. The fast sweeping right-hand corner. They're going to go 3 wide. Blount thinks better of it. He's going to duck in behind Azza. Azza's going to go wide. Caballero and Blount both going to get by on the inside. Azza going to try and fight back, try and maximize that pace around the corner. Blount getting a little squirrely. Caballero getting up on the curbs. You don't want to be up on the curbs when they're wet. Easy to lose the back end of the car. Looks like he's going to hold on to it now. We'll pop back to the Mazdas. Michael Folds, Lincoln Fox, already opening up 4 seconds over Charles Wolf, who is mired back in the field. Although now he's starting to break away from that pack. He's got Pedro Marquez in second place. GR86 just up ahead of him. Charles Wolf trying to utilize that draft. Tag along with Marquez to move ahead. Andre Navarro got himself up into 4th place. Navarro didn't qualify, started at the back. Nice run by him. He's got the GR86 of Zengoko New. We had him, that's our 3rd place GR86, so our top 4 in the Mazda class, ahead of all but 2 of the Toyotas. We got a heck of a pack a little farther back. Kyle Gens battling it out here. You see John Monsalve giving Gregorio Moreno a little bit of a bump draft there, trying to get him ahead of Genks. Kyle Genks able to hold on to that position though. Now he's going to try and see if he can reel in Michael Coates up ahead, but Moreno and Monsalve aren't going to be willing to let him go. They want to hold Gens back there. Let's pop back up to this BMW battle, still waging out on track for third place. Taylor Blount currently holding that. Oh no! Caballero and Blount are going to get tagged together. That's going to spin Blount around. He's going to slide right back out on track. He's going to get that thing out of the way. We're going to have a ton of cars coming through here shortly. Here comes the Cercedo and Asa. Asa has fallen all the way back. So let's see if we can take another look here. What happened to Taylor Blount? It's Blount running wide. Look like Caballero got up on the curbs. I mentioned it earlier, last lap by. Caballero did that too as well. You get up on the curbs and you see what happens there. You may have rain tires on, but they don't like being up on those painted surfaces. Those rough textured curbs really unsettle the car. You don't have any grip there. So we're on board here with Tony Wallace, currently our 5th place Mazda. He's got Andre Navarro up ahead of him. See Navarro there off in the distance. Tony Wallace getting a nice run down the front straight here. Not going to get enough of a draft to make a move into turn 2 here, to try and settle for making another move here, trying to force a mistake out of Navarro. They're starting to reel in Charles Wolf up ahead too as well. We're going to have a 3-car battle here for 3rd place. Our leaders in Mazda, though, are gone. Michael Folds, Lincoln Fox, well up the track, 6 seconds up the track now. Bit of a clinic right now in driving the Mazda in the rain from Folds and Fox. Looks like something happened to Taylor Hennessy. Let's pop back here and see. Is Hennessy trying to work around the outside? Oh, no, they're going to get tied up. Oh, what a shunt there. As I'm not sure which that guy, it might have been Dylan Bauman, I think that was. So Bauman getting loose out of the final corner into the wall, comes back and just hammers Taylor Hennessy. Unfortunate, that's things that happen in the rain, but as we go back, we see Lincoln Fox drifting wide out of that same corner. We just saw what happened between those two GR6s moments ago. Fox able to gather it up, excuse me. Michael Folds getting a little loose through there too as well. Let's head back up into the BMWs, as now Shimizu moved himself up into 3rd place ahead of Caballero after Caballero had that contact with Taylor Blount. Looks like Blount was able to keep the car going. He's still on track, so no doubt down a little bit on horsepower after that incident. Lincoln Fox able to close that gap on Michael Folds. Folds a little slower through this last sector here to go on board here with Lincoln Fox as they work their way through turn 2 and 3. You can hear how gingerly he's having to get into the throttle there. Still a little bit of spray kicking up from the car ahead of Folds. So our drivers aren't quite able to put a ton of pace, as we see Daniel DeBerti, bit of an off track there. Zengoku New too as well, getting it gathered back up. So see if we can see what happened between those two. Looks like Zengoku New might have crashed and kicked everything off here. So keep your eye on that silver gray GR86 working to the inside. He gets slowed up. Unfortunately, oh, Dilberti tries to go wide, trying to make his way around the reversing car of New after he had a little bit of a contact for one of the Mazdas. But Zengoku New down on a ton of pace heading through that section. The rest of the field were just trying to make their way through, and unfortunately a little bit of contact there set that off. Back here, check in on Kyle Gens. He's been able to pull away from John Monsalves. But in the meantime, Tony Wallace has pulled away. He's got Michael Coates and Andre Navarro up ahead of him. So this is now a 3-car battle for 4th place. Charles Wolf not too far ahead of them either, as we go on board here with Charles Wolf having a look back at that 3-car pack, trying to chase him down. Up front, Folds and Fox still leading the way. In Mazda, Van Hemmer, who's started on pole. He's led this one from the drop of the green. 7 laps in as he crosses the line to finish up lap 7. Dennis Marino is trying to keep him in check though. Caballero and Shimizu 11 seconds back. So the battle right now in BMW is between these two drivers up front. they're going to make their way around Travis Ewart. It's like Travis having a bit of a adventure out here. The MX5 all-day driver on Twitch, trying to navigate his way through turn 2 and 3. It almost looks like maybe Travis made the mistake of going with dry tires. Doesn't look like he has any real traction on the back end of that car. We got a gaggle here. Lachlan McLean leading this pack. He's got Daniel Dilberti, Gregorio Moreno in behind him. And then we've got the BMW of Jed Van Hemert, our overall leader, trying to make his way through. He's losing tons of time here between he and Marinos. Marinos loves seeing that in behind, as that's going to allow him to close that gap on Van Hemert. That gap now down to 1.4 seconds. We checked in with them a few moments ago. It was well over 2 seconds for Van Hemert. So now it's going to be dependent on how quickly Marinos can get through the rest of the lap traffic here. Gap holding steady about 1.2 seconds. So we'll see now if once they get clear, if Marinos able to reel back in the leader. Just up ahead of them, we got Genks and Mansolv. Mansolv been able to close that gap some down on Genks. They're going to have a battle for its 7th place in class, 16th overall. We got the 2nd place BMW of Marinos making his way through. Charles Wolf now has been caught by Andre Navarro. Tony Wallace, Michael Coates right there in tow too as well, but Navarro in range to put some pressure on the back of the Mav racing machine of Charles Wolf. Take a look back here from Charles, see what he sees in his rearview mirrors. See both of these drivers trying to keep the car off the curbs. We saw what happens when you get up on the curb, happened to Caballero. So they're doing the best they can to try and stay off those curves, which is tough because this track at Mexico really invites you to utilize the cutting over the curbs in these rainy conditions. Fights every instinct you have to not want to get up on those curbs and try and cut the corner a little bit. Gensk and Mansolv still battling it out. Looks like Mansolv going to look underneath Gensk into turn 11. Gensk able to use the wider arcing line to keep his pace up a little bit. Going to cut back down. Mansolv going to have to dive in behind. Try and get a nice draft down the front straight. Potentially make a move into turn 2. Let's check in on our GR86 leader, Nate Stewart. Bit of a Monday evening cruise here for him. Start on pole. Was able to hold on top. So obviously some rain falling down now on the front half of the track. A little bit of raindrops falling. We'll see if that affects the traction levels out there. Right now, Nate Stewart leading the way. Pedro Marquez, our 2nd place driver, is 27 seconds back of our leader in GR86. Our 3rd place driver is Zengoku New in the GR86. Another, oh man, 40, almost 41 seconds back. So shows you the trials and tribulations our GR86 drivers have had here this evening. Is the Toyota a little bit of a handful, it looks like, for these drivers in the rain. Let's go back up to the front of the Multiclass. Michael Foltz still leading the way. Lincoln Fox taking an alternate line there, running out wide, maybe searching for a little bit of water to keep his tires cool. Michael Foltz going to arc it into turn 11. Fox going to try and take the wider line through there, trying to maximize his corner speed in and out of the corner. Looked like actually Foltz was able to open up a 10th or 2 over Fox. So it's like the tighter line through 11 and 12 worked out a little better, but down the front straight, Fox able to utilize the draft he has. So the rain getting heavier as they head down the front section of the track. Our leader Van Hemert heading back past this battle too as well again. Down through the gears they go. Fox closing tight up on the back bumper. They're going to have a lap. GR86 of Sorry, actually, that's our leader, Nate Stewart in GR86. Slower lap there for Stewart. Let's put him now right in front of the two Mazdas battling out for top spot. So now it'll get interesting. Folds having to work his way around the GR86, which is similar pace speed. Here, looks like Stewart just going to let them go. Again, he's 20-some seconds up on second place in class. He has no real need to battle it out with these drivers. Nothing really to gain for him, but that's going to really hamper Dennis Marinos, who we saw was able to take advantage. Oh no, Marinos and our GR86 leader getting tangled up. Marinos going to spin off. Nate Stewart able to keep going, but I was just mentioning that Marinos was able to take advantage of the traffic as they made their way through last time by, but unfortunately that time Marinos unable to navigate through, got caught up with Stewart, spun around. We'll see if we can take another look here at what happened from that. See if we get a chopper view to see what happened. There we go. So Marinos kind of slid into that corner a little sideways, right into the front end of Nate Stewart. Not much he could do at that point in time. But that's going to drop him 16 seconds back of Van Hummert. So as long as Jed Van Hummert can bring the car home clean, he'll be able to take top spot in this one. Let's go back, check in this battle for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth in class. Oh, I'm hearing some cars. Somebody clanging off the wall. Looks like Madison Dorman had an issue here. We'll take a look at what happened to them. So Dorman in the BMW. Oh, comes in, loses the back end. Luckily for Dennis Marinos, was able to avoid that as Dorman went flying through there. Shimuzu as well, one of our BMW drivers, was battling for third place. Something happened to him, the same corner that we just saw happen to Dorman. Again, going to lose the back end. So you're going to keep it off the wall, though. Just a ton of time lost. So he gets to gather back up right in front of our third place Mazda driver, Andres Navarro. Navarro starting to pull away a little bit from Charles Wolfe, Michael Coates, and Tony Wallace battling it out for fifth and sixth in class. Let's go on board here with Tony Wallace. You see the rain now has spread to the back half of the track, so all the way around our drivers dealing with some rain, but it looks like the sun, the clouds are more clear than it is rain clouds, so I don't know how long this rain is going to last. So we can take a quick look here. 45% chance of rain. The track right now listed as moderately wet. You can see it's actually looking a little more wet out there for our drivers. We're seeing more and more puddles. Navarro's going to go to the right, try and avoid having those drivers in his draft. See Jace Lee, BMW driver, making his way through. Wallace and Coates going to go door to door. Michael Coates gets, Coates gets a little squirrely under braking. So you get it gathered back up, and that's going to allow Tony Wallace to sneak through and get up into fourth place. It's going to drop Michael Coates back to fifth. We'll see now if Coates able to utilize the draft, try and get back around Wallace as Navarro up ahead, serpentining down through the rain, trying to break the draft of Wallace and Coates in behind. Well, they do that. That's going to allow Kyle Gens to start to close that gap as he's gotten around Mansolv. Mansolv now having to deal with Charles Wolfe as Wolfe has fallen back. Not sure what happened to Charles Wolfe, but he lost a ton of time here. They had it off track. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Charles Wolfe. Dropped all the way back. So he was in through turn 11 and 12. Oh, he just got sideways. Oh, a little bit of contact with the wall there. Some moderate damage on the left side now of Charles Wolfe's car. Unfortunate for him, had a strong race going, but he's going to try and battle with John Mansolv now. Wolfe tucked in behind Mansolv, trying to utilize the draft. So they work their way into the sweeper, turn 11 and 12. Get down to the final 5 minutes here. For our drivers, 1.5 laps. It's going to be maybe 3 more laps on the books. Unsolved going to go wide onto the curbs. Going to cost him a little bit of time. Wolf driving a damaged car, though. It's going to hamper him a little bit on the top end pace. See if he's able to make a move into turn 3 here. He's going to get the inside line. Now it's a battle of the late breakers in the rain. Who's going to dare try and outbrake the other driver? See Monsalve getting a little squirrely. It's gathered up. He's going to stay door to door with him. That'll put him on the inside line coming up. He's going to back out and relinquish the position to Wolf. Gantz now just up ahead. We'll see if Wolf's able to chase him down. Back up front to our leaders in Mazda, Michael Folds. Lincoln Fox still lurking in behind, been unable to find a way around. Pip Folds off top spot. Nate Stewart still leading the class in Toyotas. 3 seconds back of those Mazdas, but he is 43 seconds now up on Pedro Marquez, our second place GR86 in class. So again, barring any catastrophic event here for Stewart, he'll be able to bring the win on this one. We almost saw that happen when he and Marinos got tangled up. Speaking of which, Marinos now down to 3rd place. He's trying to make a move on Caballero. Marinos with a little bit of damage on the front end of that car. You see it's punched in on the bottom. It's definitely going to affect him a little bit in straight line top end speed. See if he's able to set up Caballero through the short straight between turn 3 and 4. Reno looking to the inside, but unfortunately that damage going to cost him top end speed. He needs to really make that pass stick. As Caballero able to fight him off. Caballero going to go wide. It's compromise a little bit of his exit pace. Marinos went wide too as well, trying to push forward. No doubt he saw that mistake from Caballeros and thought maybe he could try and push forward. Oh no! Caballeros get taken out by the GRD6. They both spin. Oh man! Dylan Bauman lost it. Tagged our second place driver, Caballero. He can get back on track. Shimizu gonna get around him too as well. Oh man, Javier Caballero falling back into 4th place. Was looking confident in 2nd. See if we can take another look there at what happened between Caballero and Bauman. So Bauman in the Birds Aren't Real car. Looks like he got up on the curb. Oh no, he's just on the white paint. Lost the back end of that car, snapped around. Nothing Caballero can do. He was just sitting there. Fortunately for him, it's going to drop him back to 4th place. Let's go back to our top battle in the Mazda classes. They're heading across the line. They'll have 2 laps to go. This one plus 1 more. Now it's time to see whether Lincoln Fox has been reserving anything here to make a move on Michael Folds. Folds going to hold the inside line, going to make Fox go around the long way. He's going to try and take this position away. Down into the brake section. Look at Fox and get ahead. Going to try and cover off any move from Folds to the inside. Fox going deep to the outside of the brake zone, carrying a ton of speed. Doesn't want to lose the back end. Folds tries to cross him over. Oh, Fox is going to get into it again with the Birds Aren't Real car of Bauman. Bauman a bit of a obstacle out there on track right now. Looks like Fox able to keep going, but he's going to get, no doubt, got a little bit of damage out of that. So now we'll see if Fox able to regroup, try and chase back down Michael Folds. Folds now sitting just under 1 second up ahead. The threshold for draft about 8/10, 9/10 in these cars. So Fox right on the edge of draft. See Folds getting a little squirrely out of turn 7. Oh, he's going to slide around. That's going to give Fox top spot. Oh, Folds pulling back into traffic again. Bauman involved in the incident. He's just all around it the whole race. Folds going to drop down to 2nd place. Lincoln Fox going to get a huge lead now. Fox now 10 seconds up on Michael Folds. Both of our drivers getting caught up in incidents here with a lap to go. Lincoln Fox, he's going to head across the line to start his final lap. Barney waving the white flag. Here we go for Lincoln Fox, well ahead. Let's go back here. Kyle Gentz. Oh, the front end of that car is beaten up now for Kyle Gentz. Monsalva's looking to the inside, or sorry, the outside. Gentz trying to protect the inside into turn 11 and 12. Both these drivers drifting and sliding through turn 11. The rain really coming down hard now. So going board here with Gentz up on the curbs, gets into the back of Monsalva. We'll see what kind of run he gets down here. No doubt that damage going to hamper his top speed. Oh, brake check there for John Monsalve. We don't like seeing that. That's poor sportsmanship there. See if Gentz makes the move into the inside, but we got a battle in behind them too as well. Dilberti and Wolf. Dilberti weaving down the straight, trying to break the draft of Charles Wolf. Moreno not too far back too as well, but Wolf trying to late break in on Dilberti. He's really going to close that gap. Now Dilberti going to be feeling a ton of pressure, but Jed Van Hemert up ahead. He's going to get across the line. He's going to take this one in the BMW class. Moreno's going to actually salvage back a second place. Caballero, unfortunately for him, he's going to fall down to fourth, but Lincoln Fox, a couple more corners to go for him. He's going to take top spot, but let's go back to this battle here between Navarro and Tony Wallace. Wallace currently holding on to third place. Navarro trying to take it away from him. They've only got 2 more corners to go, turn 11 and 12. Nate Stewart just ahead of them too as well. The GR86 driver heading into the final corner. Unattested race for him. Can Navarro make his move around Wallace? Can Wallace hold him off? Coates right there too as well. If something were to happen, looks like Wallace going to hold on to that spot. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Slide down the back end. Oh, he's going to drift. He's not quite across the line yet. Navarro spins around. Michael Coates going to come up and take that spot away. Oh man, Navarro and Wallace both lose it in the back corner. Wallace going to get back on track. Navarro not on track yet. He's up against the wall. I'm not sure he's going to get that car going. Oh, he's going to tow it. Oh man, we'll take another look at what happened there. But Charles Wolf and Dilberti to the line. Dilberti going to hold off the charge from Wolf. But let's take another look at what happened there between Navarro and Wallace into the final corner. Both of them get a little sideways. Let's see if we can back it up a little bit here. There we go. Both of our drivers coming into the corner. Wallace gets sideways. Navarro gets sideways. They both spin around. Oh, man. What a race. Michael Coates takes it. Oh, it looks like Navarro actually did cross the line first. I thought the start-finish line was a little farther up at the historic layout. It's a little farther back there. So they both actually did just slide across the line. What a finish to the race on that one. Let's see if we can go possibly on board here with Navarro. Take a look and see what he saw on this one. As they were battling heading to the line. On board here with Navarro. See Wallace going to get sideways here through turn 11. There it is. Wallace going sideways. Navarro tags that inside curve too as well, and around he goes. And then it was just slideways for the two of them. They both managed to cross the line though, but not before Michael Coates got by. What a finish there in the Mazda class. So let's take a look at our final results after we recapped that one. Jed Van Hemert going to take top spot ahead of Dennis Marinos. Hiromi Shimizu rounds out the podium in the BMWs. Caballero Azali and Cercito round out the field in the BMW M2. In the Mazda class, Lincoln Fox going to take top spot after battling with Michael Folds. Folds going to fall to second place. I guess all in all for Michael Folds after that spin in contact. Second place, not too much to really worry about there. Tony Wallace going to outlast Andres Navarro, roll across the line. Navarro going to lose a spot to Michael Coates. Navarro going to end up finishing in 13th overall. That's also 5th in class. Unsolved against Alberti, Wolf, Moreno Jr., McLean, and Kramer rounding out the first page of the Mazdas. Nate Stewart going to take top spot in GR86. Second place going to go to Pedro Marquez. Zigoko New going to round out the podium in GR86s. And then we'll just click through the rest of the field here. You can see where your favorite driver finished up in this one. A number of drivers finishing up in the used car lot in the pits. So we hope to see them back next week. Next week is going to be an interesting one too as well. We have a track where I don't think I've ever actually seen any racing on it. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know it had a roval layout. The Kansas City Oval has a road course on the infield section, which should be an interesting mixture of track. I haven't looked at it, but the layout itself, the track map itself, looks somewhat similar to, say, Daytona's kind of layout, just maybe with one less horseshoe. So it'll be interesting to see how our drivers navigate through that one. But for Racers Nexus, I'm Rob Campbell. Again, if you're looking for any kind of league or hosted race broadcast, we can take care of that for you. Find our information in the Discord, our Discord information in the description of the video. Thanks to all our drivers for coming out. We'll catch you next week at Kansas City. Bye for now.